Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 582 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. What's going on out there? Are you guys making things happen that you want to happen? Maybe you're living your best life. I hope so. It's really interesting to me how much of our life we live in our heads. Do you do that? Like you live a lot, like thinking about things or having conversations about things or maybe arguing with people in your heads. I also find it interesting how much of our life really depends on what's going on in our head. I didn't realize until the last several years where I've been working on awareness and mindset, how much our thoughts matter to our life. Like I used to just think they happened and I had no control over them. In fact, if I'm being honest, I didn't really think about my thoughts much at all. I just knew sometimes I was miserable, and most of the time I thought it was somebody else's fault or maybe something else's fault, like the weather. But awareness has taught me that that couldn't be further from the truth. I had this moment recently that really made me stop and think, like, have you ever hung out with someone who usually gets under your skin, but this time you're like, I actually had a great time with them today. Or maybe you're doing something you've done a million times, like a run or a day at work, and for some reason it just felt better. Now you might think, okay, that person was in a good mood today, and that's why I liked them more. Or the weather was nice, so that's why the run was great. You see, we're wired to point to something outside of ourselves, aren't we? And that's how we roll. But what if the real reason things felt different is you? Now, this moment I was talking about happened just this past Saturday. It was one of those days that felt really good. The weather was perfect. It was sunny. It was kind of cool. The kind of day that makes you want to be outside. So my husband, Eric, and I decided to head to Shelby Farms to do Go Ape. Now, if you haven't been, it's the treetop adventure that has zip lines and these wobbly bridges and all these obstacles, and you're way up in the trees. It's tons of fun, but it's serious business. Now, it's no joke, but we've done it before. I mean, we've done it like 4 times before. We really enjoy it. But this time we were feeling kind of extra bold and we went for the extra hard course. Now, there were moments when we did the extra hard, when we were on the path that was like extra hard, where I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't such a good idea, but we made it through and we kind of laughed at ourselves for stepping out, but being so glad we did it when we got to the other side. Now, that same night, on that Saturday, we had Eric's sister and her husband over for dinner. I mean, we always have a good time with them. They're awesome. But this night was just extra fun. Like, we were just talking, we were lost in telling stories and having so much fun, enjoying each other's company, so much so that I lost track of time. And if you know me, you know I'm an early to bed person. I'm all about my mornings. And anyone who hangs out with us knows I'm usually fading by 9 o'clock. But not that night. I was up way past my bedtime and I didn't even care. We were just having too much fun. I didn't even notice. So the next morning when I was doing my normal routine, where before I meditate, I take a few minutes to think about the day before and what went well and then also what I could do better. It's really my way of staying intentional, but it really helps me start the day with purpose. So as I was reflecting on Saturday, I kept coming back to this question. Why was it so good? Like, why did Go Ape feel so much better than normal? Why was dinner with Eric's family so much better? And at first I thought, well, maybe they were just being better or something, or maybe the fall weather made everything better. But then it hit me. No, the difference was me. And I've been working hard on myself lately, and I talk about this a lot on the podcast, trying to be the best version of myself, and I encourage us all to do that. And I'm not saying I have it all figured out, not by a long shot, but I do feel like I'm in a good place. And physically, I feel really good. I've been eating really, really well and just nourishing food that makes me feel strong, and I've been exercising a lot, and it's not just about looking good in my clothes, it's about feeling good and feeling alive in my body. And another thing that's major is I've also gotten a handle on my hormones, if you're a woman and whether you're in your 20s or 30s, or like me, just trying to figure out menopause or whatever's going on with your hormones, getting them in check is a game changer. And I've been working with my functional nutritionist and doctor to balance mine. And I really do finally feel like me again. But it's not just that physical stuff. I've been doing a lot of work on my mental health too. And one thing I've really been focusing on is letting go of judgment. I'm a high standards person. I like to push myself, and that is just fine for me. But I used to expect everyone else to kind of operate at that same level. And to be honest, that's not always fair. So I've been practicing just loving people where they are, not where I think they should be. And it's a little small shift, but it's really huge in how you relate to people. And that Saturday, it just kind of all clicked. Like, we've done Go 8 many times before. We've had dinner with Eric's sister and her husband a million times. Nothing about the day was new. Nothing except me. I was showing up differently. At Go 8, I wasn't overthinking or rushing. I was just taking it all in, enjoying the weather, enjoying Eric, enjoying every single moment. I was just in that moment, having fun. And at dinner, I wasn't worrying about what I was saying or what they were saying or what they were doing or what time it was. I was present, just laughing and connecting. My attitude, my energy, that's what made the day feel so good. And I'm telling you this because I think we all do this. We assume that the world around us is what makes or breaks our day. So your boss is grumpy, so work sucks. The weather's bad, so your run's a drag. But what if it's not always about them? Or what if it's not always about the weather? What if it's about how you show up? And I'm not saying you control everything. Life is going to throw you curveballs. That's life. But you can control your perspective. I mean, think about it. Have you ever had a day where everything just felt off? Maybe you snapped at someone or you felt irritated by little things. I mean, it's easy to blame the world. You can blame the traffic or your coworkers, whatever. But sometimes it's just us. Maybe we're tired. Maybe we're stressed. Maybe we're not in the right headspace. Now, the flip side is true too. When you're feeling good, when you're intentional about your energy, you can turn a regular day into a really great one. Now, I was reading about this idea in positive psychology from Sean Aker, who wrote The Happiness Advantage. And he talks about how our happiness isn't just about what's happening to us. It's about how we choose to see it. And one study he mentions found that people who practice things like gratitude or mindfulness, simple stuff like writing down things you're thankful for each day, actually feel happier over time. Even if their life doesn't change immediately in that moment. And it's not magic. It's just how our brains work. So how do you do that? Like, how do you show up as the difference in your own life? Well, what has been working for me, and I've been doing it consistently, is start your day with a quick check-in. Like, I do my morning reflection. What went well yesterday? What can I do better today? And it only takes a few minutes. So I go over the day before, and then I kind of plan my day to day. How's my workout going to go? How's my day going to go? What am I going to do? And, that is just so easy to do. You don't have to write it down. You can just think it through while you're having your coffee. And the next thing is to take care of yourself. Eat food that makes you feel good and move your body in a way that you enjoy, whether it's running or yoga or walking the dog. If you're feeling off physically, don't ignore it. I mean, figure out, maybe work with someone like a functional nutritionist or test things for yourself of what makes you feel good. Because when your body feels good, it's so much easier to bring your best self. And then third, try to let go of judgment. Like, next time someone annoys you, pause, and instead of asking, wait, what's going on with them? Try asking, what's going on with me? It's not about letting people walk all over you. It's about not letting their stuff ruin your vibe. And finally, just be where you are. Be okay with where you are. I hear so many people say, be present, blah, blah, blah. But, there's something to it. I mean, when you're with people, look at them, have conversations with them, really listen. It sounds simple, but it really does make a huge difference. So the next time you're having an amazing day, or even a really crummy day, stop and ask yourself, is the difference me? Because here's the thing, you've got way more power than you think. Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And that is so, I love that. I have loved that statement since I read it. You can't control the world, but you can control how you show up in it. And that's everything. Share this with 3 people who deserve to see how much power they really have. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.